Hello, peace, family. What it do? It's been a little minute. I just had my solar return a few weeks back, and busy mom of two. But I was sitting here driving in a little bit of traffic and something. I was just thinking about something. It just dawned on me. So I'm like, let me go ahead and share it. So I'm sitting here having a whole conversation with myself about it. Really, I'm like, let me share this. This is interesting. So, you know how you see a lot of hashtag goals. Whatever's being presented. People like, oh my gosh, that's goals, whatever. But there was two things that stood out to me that was interesting about it, and it just had me go down a rabbit hole of thoughts. So when we see a couple, right, whether it's a celebrity couple or just some type of public figure couple, and people are like, oh my gosh, there are goals, that's hashtag goals, and it just had me thinking I don't know if that should be the goal, because we don't know what these people are dealing with behind closed doors. There's always what they parade around on camera in front of us is one thing, and it's another thing behind closed doors. You don't know what they're fighting about. You don't know what it takes for them to be the goal, for everybody to see. And I challenge people who see things like that. I challenge you to go a little bit deeper, because I truly believe that this is what the goal should be, and people don't talk about it. So I've never seen anybody really talk about this, but this is what the goal I feel should be, and that is, if this couple and their value is commitment, their value is to uplift each other. If we have disagreements, we're respectful of each other. We support one another. That should be the goal, because you don't know these celebrity couples. You don't know if that's what their values are. They probably just look good together and smiling and appearing to be very courteous to one another, and they just seem nice. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You feel me? So I feel the goal for a union should be about harmonizing together. How do we harmonize? How do we support each other? How do we support each other's individuality, right? But it also harmonizes as a unit. That should be the goal, fam. Not because they appear to just be happy with each other. Because let's talk about happiness. That's a lovely frequency to be on, and a vibration, but the emotion of happiness, it's very fleeting. You can be happy now and not the next minute. You know what I'm saying? So it's I feel the goal should be peace. If you're gonna be in a union with somebody, this relationship should bring peace to you. Peace. I don't have nothing to worry about. I'm good here. Because you can be happy in a relationship, and then you can also not be. But that doesn't mean it's a bad relationship. You feel me? So let's get off of that happiness thing. Now I love being happy. Don't get me wrong. But I just think when it comes to what we're talking about here, as far as goals and how a couple appears, we just want to take it a little deeper, right? We want harmony. How do we harmonize? How do we handle arguments with each other? How are we respectful? Those types of things. Because couples that last a long time or not, there's always going to be an argument. There's always going to be disagreement, and it's all about how you navigate that. Are you being respectful to one another, or are you quick to call each other out your names? Are you quick to talk down and degrade the other? That's not good, fam. I don't think anybody deserves that, So back to how I was saying about goals and everything. That was one thing, and it kind of sent me down the rabbit hole, because I'm well, what does it take to make I don't even want to use the word successful, but when we look at couples, what's a couple to aspire to be right? Do they have those things in place? Again, is commitment one of the main values? Respecting each other, lifting each other up. Those types of things. How do we still support each other individually, and it aligns as with our union, right? And then another one, it just made me laugh too, because it was so let's say you see somebody who's financially in a space financially that you would like to be, and you're not there yet. You're yeah, that's goals. And immediately my mind was like, well, no, I don't think that's goals, because I don't know what the hell that person did to get that money. I don't care what they preaching and talking about here on their platforms, but we don't really know what the hell they did to get their money and to be in a space of like financial freedom, so to speak, right? What if this person, I don't know, came up on a lawsuit come up. They had a huge payout from some lawsuit they was in, right? And then all of a sudden they now have the funds to properly invest, and now they have all this financial literacy after the fact, right? Maybe they were trying, and you know, the universe for whatever reason worked in their favor, and they had this lawsuit and they come in, but they got, this is my mind, y'all, this is my mind. This lawsuit, and now they got their money, and now they some like financial expert now, you know, like I that's not goals, you know what I'm saying? Here's the deeper layer to that had me thinking, okay, so the goals is for me, what kind of behaviors and, you know, patterns and like vibrations and stuff that I need to be on to get to the financial goals that I want. That's kind of where I was thinking, not like, oh, they got all this money and they financially free. Goals, nope, because you don't know what they got. You don't know what they did to get that money, fam. And what? I don't want to accidentally or like have an accident in a grocery store and lose my damn leg, and now I done came up with all this money, and now I can like pay off all this stuff because I done had this accident, I won this lawsuit. At what expense? My leg? Man, I love my legs. I'm grateful for both my legs. I don't want that to happen. I'm just silly, y'all. But it just had me thinking about that, because I was just like, wow. You see that a lot. Goals this, goals that. And it's just this, like, it could be such a false image, like being portrayed, you know, being projected onto us. And we thinking that's it, that's what it's supposed to be. No. Let's go deeper, fam. What is it that we really want? What is it that you want in a relationship, right? You want this like amazing relationship. What is it that you want? You want somebody who knows about commitment, who knows how to be respectful, who knows how to support you, whatever, you know, like, again, none of that is probably happening in these like goals relationships, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I just thought that was funny. My little mind went down, and I was like, nope, what if it was a lawsuit? I love my legs. Y'all, I'm so silly. But yeah, it's been a minute. I just want to pop back up on here while I was running some errands to say hello and share a little, you know, a little message that came through that I thought was quite funny, but needed to be, you know, shared. But yeah, all right, fam, I gotta park and go in and spend a little bit of money and get some stuff done. All right, love y'all. I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.